Hey everybody, it's your friend Sarmate here, back with another episode of Timberborn. I hope you're having a fantastic and amazing day today. And in this one, we're going to progress our town a little bit more. It'll be great. So we got our 4 homes built. We got our, this is a little inventor guy with a whirly deal. They're working on getting us some points. We got our farm working, and we have this lumber mill. So you can see here that this guy's mad. It says building needs power to operate, connected to a power generator, and no unemployed beaver in the district. So we knew about the power generator. It is getting built, and there we go, it is connected, but now we don't have anybody to work it. So we're going to need 2 beavers to run this guy. 1, 2. So we'll just have to hold off on for just a second. We do have 11 adults right now. Let's see if we can shift some workers around. So we have 2 people moving stuff, but we aren't really building anything at the moment. We don't really need 2 guys on the farm either. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna move this guy. And so we should have 2 people working on here now. So as soon as the day comes, this is going to power this. And you got to be really careful with these lumber mills. So what happens here, especially in the early game, you need your logs, and these guys turn logs into planks. And now I've done a playthrough and I was just thinking around where I turned all my logs into planks, and then you know what happens? I have no logs. And at this point, I had all the trees cut away too, so we didn't have any way to get any more wood, and it was a slog. You just sit there waiting for these trees to respawn, and it's very, 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 very slow. So you got to be careful on that. So we only need 7. Oh, we can see here that we already have 3. That didn't take very long at all. So as soon as this guy hits 7, I'm gonna pause this, and hopefully we have enough science points to get ourselves a forester, and then we can start building a more renewable source of wood. There's our 7. Pausing this guy, and that's going to kick the workers out, and then we'll put them back where we got them from. Okay, so there we go. That's good to go. And we'll see how many points we have. We have 27 science points in the top left there. And so let's see if we go into wood, lumber mill. We don't want that. Forester right here. So we need 60 science points. So that's going to take a moment to get there. So we'll have to hold off on that part of it. But in the meantime, something we could do is build this campfire. So a place for beavers to relax and socialize in the evening, social life, campfire visitors. So this improves the fertility rate. It's only going to take us 15 logs, so we can do that for sure. And this guy has to be built on the ground, so that's what we'll do. So this little guy is beeping at me because in 2.9 days, we're going to have a drought. Not even worried about that. We got that figured out a long time ago. And let's see. So this guy's saying that this is full. Yep, that's great. And this guy's filling up the tanks. So when the drought happens, if you don't have these tanks, you aren't pumping any water. So then you're in trouble. So you want to have these tanks filled up before the drought comes, or at least have some water. They don't have to be full, I guess. So that's pop. Look how fast that got built. Because we got the logs all ready to roll right here. They're good to go. So these beavers, they were working really hard to get started, but I think it was a pretty good takeoff. We're already at 42 invention points, science points, whatever they're called. So that's great. So with this game too, for population wise, so we do have 1 children. So they do not reproduce if you don't have homes for them, which is super duper nice, because it would really stink if you could have too many homeless beavers. Nobody wants homeless beavers around town, so that's good. We got happy beavers, level 6, fantastic and amazing. All right, so we got 42, we need 60, remember, and we're up to 100 logs. Awesome. So we could do a storage guy and do another log pile. Sure. So I think what else we're gonna do, so these small warehouses really suck for storage. They're really, they say small, and they're small, definitely. So what we're going to do is, when we get one built, we're going to have one that's for each type of resource, I think. So here's an example of the vertical building we talked about in the last episode a little bit. Like I could build this here, but see, there's no way for the beavers to get up there without a ladder, so no point in doing that yet. But I think I will put this guy, put it over here, and my thought process is from the farm we can bring over carrots. Maybe not. Maybe I want to use this for yeah, no, we'll put it there because that was all dried up. But maybe we'll expand this a little bit for our farm and have a super duper farm going on. All right, so let's see. We got our paths and structures here. Let's see, district gate. So I don't really know what we're gonna do as far as like expansion wise goes. Oh, so if you're wondering, this is That's for metal. That's how you get metal in this game. So the lore in this game is that the humans all died off, and the beavers evolved, I guess, to be super brainy and figure out how to run all this stuff. So that's where they get their metal from. They can't mine apparently, but that's how that works. So we could go down this step. So we could build a bridge here, and then go down here and work our way and get to these trees and kind of build up this. This is a really interesting map. A lot of verticality, and I like that, but it might be a little bit too intense for my limited knowledge of the game. But we can learn. We'll learn together. It'll be great. So we're up to 69 science points finally. So we should be able to go into wood, get our forester. Boom, boom, boom. Yep. And, ooh, you know what I could do? Since we aren't really doing anything else over in this space right now, I could make that into a forest. And since we have our forester guys right here anyways, maybe that's what we'll do. So we're definitely gonna probably have to be moving some stuff around at some point, but that's all right. We can definitely do that. So now there's a couple of options of trees that we have here. So we have birch, pine, and maple. So it takes 9 days for birch to grow, and you get 1 log per birch. So that kind of stinks. But then for just 3 days more, you get 2 logs per each pine. So that's what I think we're going to start with. This is also reflected in the way I got this from is APH's guide. Again, I will link that in the description below. I mentioned that in the first episode, but that's where I'm getting this from. So we'll get some pine started, and we'll do one of these guys like so. And then we'll get some back here, and we'll just kind of fill this whole area in. And then, just like before, we're going to have to mark this for cutting. Cut trees. Oh, it's already marked, so we don't. It's perfect. Okay, so remember that I can't go up here and put trees because this is not fertile. It's not watered. So it's bad news. The trees will just die off if you plant them in there. Same thing with the farm. If you try to put the farm up there, they just die out. All right, so we're doing great with the 1 inventor right now. So that's going to be kind of our limiting factor on how fast we progress through this stuff in this game, is the inventor. But there isn't like a ton in it yet. So I think that's one of the beautiful things about this game, is that there's not a lot of menus. So you have to get creative on how you do stuff. So I'm kind of looking forward to getting into that a little bit more. Okay, so in the grill here, if we had a little potato plot, we could start grilling potatoes. And remember, and we mentioned that that's gives them extra strength. They can haul more stuff and become beefy beavers. We got our power wheel. We don't need running, so we don't have that running. Okay, so small warehouse. So what I don't want in here is anything except for, I was thinking carrots. So let's just do carrots. As they eat the berries, then it'll get emptied out, I think. Let me know if that's incorrect. We only have carrots available. That's perfect. That's what I wanted. And that's good to go. We have a nice stockpile of trees, of logs. But we have no planks. So another thing that I want to get started is in our science points. It's right here. It's the stairs and the platforms. So we're going to need 170 science points for both of these things. Let's put another inventor in right next to this little buddy. But we don't have anybody to work at yet, so we can shift one of our builders from here to be a scientist. So we don't need 2 workers when we aren't really doing anything like this. They do help move goods around the district as well. So I don't want to empty this. Definitely don't want to empty this. I want to have a couple working in there for sure. But when we're so limited on beavers, we're going to have to shift some labor around for sure. Oh, and we did have somebody that moved into the forester. So, I'm not really sure if we need 2 beavers working in this farm over here. So I think I'm going to back one off, and I'm going to put one back in here. We'll do that instead. Shift it around. So, oh, I totally missed it. I meant to show you guys. So down over here, see how the water's gone? There was water before. Let's see if we can find where the source is coming from. There it is. So this is what happens when the drought is over. Because we were prepared for the drought, it didn't affect us at all. And it just kind of colors everything back in. It's super cool. Anyways, so yeah, good job. Good job, team. We survived the drought without even a hiccup. All right, so we're just waiting on science points. So we do have 75 now. We could go into the wooden stairs. Let's go ahead and we'll grab that. And, I think we could do is we built entrances on both sides of this guy. So what I want to do, I think, is we'll go over here and we'll demolish this so the roads count as buildings. And we're gonna kind of do a little bit like this. And I want to go with our, let's see, this wooden stairs. I'm gonna go like this. And this is going to be the beavers that live on top, on top of the other ones. So I'm only gonna do one house up here, I think, for now, because I don't want too many beavers, because I don't know if I want to balance the food out. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put one like this, and then this is really cool. So there's mirrored and not mirrored lodges. So you can see that this opening is on the right, and then this is going to be on the left, so that they kind of sit together. So I'm only going to do the one for now, but that's where I'm going to place another one. And this is inaccessible until you put another road down like this, and then you have to drag this guy like so, and like that. So maybe we'll do another layer of houses up this way after a while. So we'll rotate back to how we were, and there we go. So these stairs are going to need planks. So remember, we turned our lumber mill off because, well, we didn't need it really. So now we need it again. So we're gonna have to turn the power back on, and we're gonna turn the lumber mill back on, like so. But we don't have the workers again. So I'm gonna slow down time ever so slightly. Since this is all gone down here, I'm gonna actually get rid of these lumber guys down here. I don't think we need them anymore. And so that's gonna move the villagers from here to what we had open, which is the power wheel and the lumber mill, and then we're gonna create some planks. And remember, we don't want to go too crazy on that yet until we have our forest up and running over here. So we'll keep an eye on that. So we only need 4 planks. We probably have it already. Not quite yet. So keep an eye on it. So I wonder if this guy has, okay, so prioritize blueberries, birch, pine, maple. We're gonna prioritize pine, I guess. That's all we have now, so whatever, that'll work. Oh, well, the one thing that this game doesn't have, that at least that I don't know of, is graphs. I really like the graphs on like Settlement Survival, on Kingdoms Reborn. They all have nice graphs of like food and things that you're producing. I think because this is more simple, like it's just like food, gears, waters, like very, not a whole lot of stuff. Like we're not gonna have sheep and have wool and making, you know, linen from the wool and making clothes. We don't have like huge trees like that for our technologies. It's just very, very simple, and it's kind of nice. So this guy, I don't know if he's even useful right now because we have the carrots. I'm gonna leave it there because, you know, I don't want to not have him there. And I think we can get rid of some of these lumberjack flags. I'm gonna get rid of one of them. I'm gonna do the other one so that it's looks a little bit cleaner, like so. And there we go. And as we get more beavers, so we are up to 12 beavers now, we are going to need more water. We're going to need more food, of course. But we should be okay for now. We'll just keep our eyes on this 161. Let's check to see if this guy's full. I don't think it is yet. Okay, not quite yet. That's good. Oh, and you can see here that we got our second story little guy built over here. So that's pretty cool. It puts little railings in there like so. It works out. It's neat. And then we have the campfire right here where that, in case they forget their marshmallows, they can quickly run back to home and grab their marshmallows and cook their s'mores on the fire. So this guy's telling us that it is not working. Oh, okay, it needs power because they're sleeping, of course. Something else that I'm considering right now is putting in 4 more water tanks. I'd like to have a ton of water because it's important, right? Something else we could start to do is start blocking off some of the land over here, and so we can start to build up. One thing I want to see is, this looks like this is all the same height. Yeah, it is. So as soon as we can get back here, like if we put our levee like back in here, then this will all flood, and we can be all the way up here, and that could work really well to have that all that space now. One thing that we're gonna have to do, it's very, very tricky, is you have to elevate everything that's on the water all at the same, well, not at the same time, but like step by step, but also all at the same time. So as we put the wall in, we'll come up to here, and then we'll go over here on this side, right? So you either have to have a second water tank built before you delete these, or you have to have a ton of water storage. So what I'll probably do is have a second one built, or third one in this case, and we'll just be filling these up while we elevate everything. And I'll show you that when we get to it. And I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit, but it's something that we can start to work on here pretty soon. So we have 12 planks, so we have to pause this guy and pause this guy. We don't want to use up all of our wood yet. See, we are down to 100, or we are down to 93. We are below 100. And these pines are going to take a little bit more to grow. They're only halfway there. So I don't want to use up all my logs yet. We want to keep things available for our peeps. We're up to, looks like 14 beavers. That's good. So let's see, 12 and then 3 on top, 15. So we have space for one more. So, so we have 125 points open. So that means we can get our platform as well. So we'll do that. So these guys are instrumental. They're super great, super important. And this is going to help us. So if we wanted to go up a level here, which we're definitely going to do eventually, you can put this up. Like you can do this and do a stair right here, and then put this platform here, and then another platform, and then you can build on top of this. You can reach it. So the platforms are going to help you reach new heights. So that's what those are for. I think we are going to call it here. We're going to get some more science points and just going to grow a little bit more, and I'll catch you on the next episode. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you on the next episode of Timberborn.